Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Altamis Ahmad Tristan and I will be explaining about recording results of an experiment. So after an experiment, it is best to record all the results. The results are recorded so that it can be used for further experiments and predictions, because we can find some kind of relations or sequence, something that all of us must have realized, and it can be converted into a formula. For example, here we have known that this is height, the mass of the object, and gravity. There is gravity, right? And then we're going to take note of the results. We can use a table. And the table, in general, the results are recorded in numerical forms. Each column of the table must be labeled with quantity over unit. Yeah, you can see here this quantity or maximum speed and the unit of meter per second. Or here the quantity is time and the unit is second. The last column was calculated. Yeah, you can see here unknown variable x was calculated, and from the relations of the number we all know that the unknown variable x is the total mechanical energy. By spotting the sequence and the relations, we can derive these formulas. Speed equals square root 2 times gravity times height, and I will prove that this formula is correct. Speed is equals to square root 2 times gravity times height. We will take the object A. Its height is around 10 meters. As you can see, it is 14.071 something. Yeah, that I don't know because it is too long. And here it is written that maximum speed is 14.0 meter per second. From this formula we can derive again that energy equals to mass times gravity times height. Okay, since we don't know the mass yet, we'll try to figure it out. Here the mass is 98.1. Yes, the mass of object A is 98.1, and is equals to mass times gravity times height. And as you can see here, the mass is around 1 probably kilograms. Energy is also equals to mass over 2 times maximum speed squared, and I will prove this is correct. Mass over 2 times maximum speed squared. And as you can see, it is 98 here and 98.1 here. Yeah, it is accurate to 1 decimal place, since you can see that the maximum speed have only one number behind the point. Example questions. A table of how much kinetic energy of some objects is given. Note that gravity equals to 9.81 meters per second. So the question is, first we need to state out all known variables. For example, object A have a mass of 5 kilograms and a speed of 15 meters per second. Its kinetic energy is 562.5 joules. Object B have a mass of 10 kilograms and a speed of also 10, but this time it's meters per second, and its energy is 500 joules. Object C have a mass of 15 kilograms and a speed of 5 meters per second, but its energy is still yet to be known yet. Number 2 is find out all the relations. Just to find out all the relations, we can see here some suspicious number. You can see here, this is all can be divided by 5. This 562.5 must be something to these numbers, right? Like the speed or the object mass, which is also 5 and 15. And this 500 must be something to this speed and this object mass. And to find it out, we can use something like this. 500 equals to 10 something times 10 something. Yeah, and we can just brute force it. So 500 equals to 10 times 5 times 10 times 1 but does it work on the object A? So to calculate it, we can try to like 5 times 5 times 15 times 1. Is it equals to 562.5 or not? Unfortunately, the result is false, so we need to redo the calculations. 500 is equals to 10x times 10y. Yeah, we can also do that. It equals to 500 times equals to 10 times 1 over 2 times 10 times 10. The result is true, so that this must be the formula. Something times half times something again times 10 must be equal to 500. No, must be equal to the total kinetic energy. So let's count it. 562.5 times its mass is 5. For example, we'll take the mass first, times 15 times 10 equals. The result is still false. So what can we do? Again, let's try it again. 500 equals to 10x times 10y. Ah, I see. So that 10 can be 10 times 10 times 1/2. since this is both are tens, so we can just say it's 10 squared. Since this is true also, so that now we can try to calculate again. 562.5 is equals to 5 squared times 15 times half. But since it is false, it is possible that we should try it the other way, so that this is 5 and this is 15. The result is true. From here we can say that kinetic energy equals to speed squared times, what do you call it, mass over 2. Now this is the answer for number 2 and 3. Number 4, we are told to find x. What is x? Using this formula. So we can feel that the object mass is 15 kilograms. Here. It's 15 kilograms. And the speed is 5 meters per second. And the total energy will be 187.5 joules. The last question: if all the objects were moving together at the same speed, will the energy be the same? So let's just take, for example, 10. The energy of object B while moving 10 meters per second is 500. I need to take note of that. So that's 500 equals to what's the formula again? Mass over 2. The mass is 5 over 2 times 15 squared. Is it true? It's false. And how about the others? That can be just a coincidence, right? Does 187.5 equals to 15 times 10 squared? The result is false. So number 5, it is false. The energy won't be the same because the mass is different. So that's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.